Righto, g'day guys. As you can see here, got a bit of a new toy. So this is a bit of a custom night vision rig that I've built up. So I started out with a plan a few months ago to build a bit of a budget fox and wild dog night vision rig. I've been running a thermal scanner for around 7 months now. It's very efficient, but that's on a 17 HMR, so I wanted a little bit more power on the wild dogs. So the night vision's sort of next level. If anyone hasn't delved into that, it's slowly becoming more cheaper. So a good example, I hunt a small 500 acre local block. Pre-night vision, I'd shot one fox in 6 months, just with a regular white light. Since going to the thermal and night vision, I've removed 18 foxes from that property and one wild dog in about 7 evenings. So normally 2 or 3 foxes in the first hour walking around, pretty normal. So that's what I mean by it's very efficient. So on this build, the plan was to keep it under 2k or 2 grand total, including the night vision scope. So like I said before, the costs really dropped. So on this one, I've got a few mates with Hare rifles that really rate them for the cost. So that's the direction I went on this build. I would have been happy with a 223 Remington. I already have a ticker 223. I've got quite a heavy thumbhole stock on it. I didn't really want to mess with that rifle. It shoots really well. It's heavy. It's about 5 kilos bare, with the scope on it. So I went with a 204 Ruger. It's a bit flatter shooting. I don't need to worry about mixed reloads at home with 2 different 223s. So that was a bit of the thought process with the 204. So straight up, I failed on the sub 2k. I'll work through that. So I've got a bit of a list here. So under 2 grand is most certainly doable, but I changed a few things that I hadn't planned on, like the stock, which bumped me over budget. I've got all the weights and everything, so I'll work through that. This build did end up a little bit heavier than I was aiming for as a walk around. I would have liked closer to 4 kilos with the night vision on. It's about 800 grams over that. So anyway, it's not mind-blowingly heavy. The main thing that made it go overweight was originally I planned to put a PARD NV007 on, 008, sorry, so a dedicated digital night vision scope, but I ended up changing it to this Optisan scope. It's a bit better in daylight. So one of the reasons why I went with a Howa, this is a mini action. One factor was they're a bit lighter. I think I forget what the stats are, but they're a lighter action. They're slimmer in action as well, so you shave a bit of weight. So this is a 20-inch Varmint mini action in stainless steel. So we'll work through the cost. So straight up, the barrel, action and bolt, so the cost for a whole rifle was $648. I bought it from Cleavers. I've got no affiliation with any of these companies, it's just I bought it as a consumer. So currently I'm shooting 32 gram VMAX reloads, which in this stock group at about 0.32 inches at 100 yards. So it's certainly impressive for a cheap gun. First thing I did, I put a Gunbloke 2 pounds trigger kit in it that you buy them on eBay for like $22. It's made the hacked 2-stage trigger much lighter. I think it's 2 pound now, and the first stage is lighter as well. So next thing was I put a Picatinny rail on it, just a 0 MOA pick rail. I needed that for the NV008, which I never ended up using, so hence why I went that way. So the Boyd's Featherweight, as you can see, it's a lovely bright blue colour. I like blue, never had a blue gun, thought what the hell. But main reason I went that, the Hogue stock that it came with wasn't a terrible stock, but it had a bit of forend flex, and I was shooting in different positions off quad sticks and quad bikes and leaning on things and stuff, so you didn't have to load that stock up on the forend too much for it to come across and touch the barrel. And I just felt that it was a bit of a limiting factor, so I went with the Hogue. So straight up, that's why it ended up costing over 2 grand, was the stock. So the stock was $339, again from Cleavers. So the scope, so I've specifically went with the Optisan scope as they work very well with a night vision add-on. both optically they work well. They've got the right coatings for those the infrared light to get through. That can be an issue on quality. You know, your high-end scopes, people say that they don't work with night vision. It's because they've got anti-infrared coatings in them that'll degrade that image. So this scope's very clear. I'm really happy with it, but it works well with night vision. So optically it's good, and mechanically. So you can see on this part, that's the adapter for the NV007. It's a 45mm adapter, and the bell on this scope is 44mm, so it slots on there really well. So that's the main thing. Another thing that you need with a night vision scope or an add-on is this has side parallax adjustment on the side. So if you don't have that, it can be an issue to get a clean image. You seem to have to focus a night vision image a lot more than you do a traditional optical vision. So yeah, I'm running low Hawk match 30mm rings, so nothing special there. I've got a Picatinny rail on there. That's where the torch goes. I'll show you that in a sec. So all up. So as this gun sits here, it's 4.1 kilos, and it owes me $1,564 as it sits there, not with the bipod. So that's not an expensive build, I don't think anyway. So on there, just bear with me guys, I'm getting a bit of wind here. I'm just out in the paddock, so the PARD. Anyone that hasn't seen one, that's the NV007 PARD. It's an add-on. Very simple. Takes an 18650 battery. It's got a built-in IR. Very simple. Put on. That's it. It's on. So that's night vision ready now. So very affordable. They record a HD 1080 image. Yeah, it does add a zoom factor of 2.2. So that was part of the theory behind this scope. This is a 2.5 to 10 by 50. So with that on there, that does change the scope. So it does mean that on that base zoom, instead of 2.5, it's 5. So you know, you can, if you put it on a 6 to 24, your base magnification is going to be 12. So for me, I'm not keen on that. I like a bit more of a wider field of view. So the built-in IR, I'm not going to do a full review on the PARD, but it's good. It's probably 100 yards, 130 yards. Heard people say that they get out to 300 and stuff. Look, you might get eye shine at that, but I think you really need an add-on light for that. So I've got this one. This is a 5-watt laser IR. So this is a 5-watt laser IR, the inbuilt. This is an add-on, so it's a bigger lens. This works well. I feel this gets me out to sort of that 200, a bit more range. You do get a bit of degradation in the image though, so something I did change was I brought this IR light build. It's a Sirius, I think it's an XTL, so focusable infrared laser. So that, you know, that just goes straight on the side as long as my gun doesn't fall off, which I think it might. So as that sits there, ready to shoot at night, that's clear at like 300 yards, so it's pretty cool to think that you can push night vision out that far. I'll get some footage tonight on my way on the property, so I'll show you what that's like, but it's pretty impressive. That's a very powerful laser infrared torch. So I've just got another Picatinny quick release mount, so it all clips on there nice and easy. As that gun sits there now, it's just under 5 kilos. It's about 4.9, and that owes me $2,300. So I think that's really good for a fully ready night vision rig that I can clearly shoot to the ranges that this 204 will shoot flat. I'm really happy with that. Might be other opinions on that, but I'm happy with it. You can't feed these HD night vision devices too much infrared. The more light, it's basically an invisible torch. The more light you can feed them, the better they are. So that's why I went with this one. This is known to probably be one of the best infrared laser lights that you can get. You can get LED infrared torches as well, but these lasers are sort of where it's at the moment. So like I said before, weight wise I would have liked it under, but to go to a combo of this on the scope is about 400 grams heavier than a dedicated digital scope, but that just gives me a better image of the daytime, or if I want to just spotlight with it on a normal torch on it, a normal white light. So yeah, that was sort of the theory behind that. But yeah, anyway, that's the build. I'll post it up. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. I've got a bit of a run sheet that I've gone through on this one. It's got all the weights and the costs in it, and what I've got on it. So if anyone's curious about that stuff, I'll try and put it as a link in the comments section, or just the description of the video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I can get some footage tonight for you guys. So I'll post some clips up of the scope on the little 204 Ruger in action. If you don't like seeing animals getting shot, don't watch these ones. There's a cat and a hare and a couple of rabbits. So I got a few night shots, a few day shots. Filmed a bit of game just at different distances to give you a gauge of what it looks like. It was very smoky in the area last night, so that does degrade the image a little bit. There's terrible bushfires at the moment on the mid-east coast of New South Wales. So yeah, that does pull the image down a little bit because the IR torch is trying to shine through all that smoke. So keep that in mind, and yeah, thanks guys. Hopefully that footage came through. So 210 yards with the PARD NV007 and the Sirius laser illuminator. So good stuff. That's made my trip getting that cat. Such a problem up here. They do so much damage. It's yeah, big black tom. So good stuff. Hey. So hopefully that's clear footage of that hare. So that was measured at 182 yards. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's quite clear. I was probably wound it into 6 or 7 magnification, which double that, so 12 or 14. Yeah, working well. One just there. Just shot those couple of rabbits over there on that clearing. We just said, how far do you reckon it is? We both said about 80, 22 range, and it's 134 yards, so it's a bit deceiving.